get worried when people try to hang on to people, because if you hang on to people, they're going to get bored. They're going to get stuck in a position that they've outgrown, and you're going to have disgruntled employees. Welcome to the Invest in Your Leadership Excellence series, where you are learning to develop your confidence, maintain your composure, and lead with your strength of character. In this series, we are diving into the 3 pillars of development that you need to invest in so that you can lead with excellence, feel good about that, and find some balance in your life. In the first episode, I introduced you to the concept of investing your time, your energy, your money, your focus into developing into these 3 pillars. So managing yourself, managing your team, and managing your priorities, theirs and yours. In the last episode, we talked about managing yourself. So if you haven't watched that, follow the link so that you can go back and watch the managing yourself one as well. Here's where this begins. It's with the 4 fundamentals of what I believe makes a good leader or a strong leader or makes you feel confident as a leader. That is, you need to be yourself, develop yourself, take care of yourself, and teach others to do the same. So we're talking about investing time, energy, money, focus into learning who you are authentically. That's what the last episode was all about. Who are you at your core, and how do you lead with that authenticity so that you're leading in integrity? That requires you to know your values, your strengths, your talents, and then use those. So that's what we talked about last episode. Today, we're talking about managing your team. What do you need to invest in? Time, energy, money, focus to develop your team so that they're strong and together you guys are doing the mission critical work. I believe there are 3 things that we need to do for our team. We need to care about them, we need to give them direction, and we need to help them get there. Let's break those 3 components down. I often talk with my students or my clients about this balance between task and relationship, or people and projects. Some of us, tend to lean heavy on the do part, go to meetings and tick off emails, and there's so much to do that we miss the relationship component. We hop into a meeting and we start talking about clients or caseloads or work without even checking in with this person who's sitting beside us. So some of us lean heavy on the task part. Others lean heavy on the relationship part, where it's, I can't hold them accountable because there's something going on and I just want to check in, and you spend 45 minutes of an hour-long meeting just kind of talking before you get down to business. And what we need to learn to do is balance both of those. But we need to see people as individuals. We need to care about them. We need them to know that they matter to us and that we think that they're an important part of it. One of the 12 questions that Gallup asks to measure engagements in teams is, does somebody in my organization care about me as a person? And that's what we're looking at. Do they feel like they're not just a number, they're not just a warm body, they're not just filling a seat or a role, they're actually a person that's cared about. And in order for them to feel like that, you must invest in some time, some energy, some focus into making them feel like a human being, making them feel like they matter. That doesn't mean that you take the whole one-to-one conversation with them and focus on them. It means that part of that conversation focuses on them. And when you're talking about other things, you bring that aspect of them into it. So care about them. And the second one is give them direction. I know that they know what their job is, but do they really? Sometimes they don't even know what their job is. So we need to know, again, go back to Gallup's engagement questions. The number 1 question on the engagement survey is, do I know what is expected of me at work? Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they don't actually know what they're supposed to be doing, or they've never been taught things. We all know that in nonprofits, we bring people in really fast, and orientations are short. Orientations are often not as robust as they need to be. We're lucky sometimes if people get a couple of hours of on-the-job training, maybe a day, but 3, 4, 2 weeks. Do we come back and check in? Do we go through that orientation checklist 2 or 3 or 4 weeks into it, maybe 2 or 3 months into it, and see where they're at? Some people don't know what they're doing. As an organization, is their work connected to the mission? Do we talk about why you're filling in this form and what this form does over here? Because if there's a disconnect and it just feels like more paperwork, they're going to resist doing it. We need to really connect our people to the purpose and the work we do in the vision. And sometimes we lose focus of that because we get so focused on the tasks, the paperwork, the meetings, the schedule, and miss that. And then what about the bigger picture? So that's part of your investment, is making sure that there's that connection. The next component is about encouraging them. So if you've taken the time to see them as a person, you perhaps know where their strengths are, or the direction they want to go in their career, or what they want to learn. And this is where this investment comes in. You need to encourage them. You need to support them. Sometimes you need to coach them, train them, mentor them, but you need to develop them. And that takes time and energy. Yes, we send them to the mandatory courses. I know they all have first aid and they probably have mental health first aid and they've probably taken Indigenous training, but we're talking about training beyond that. Training that maybe they want to do, or that, again, if you've seen them as an individual, you've talked to them and you know that this is an area of focus they want to go into. This isn't just about the organization and the position they're in today. I want you to see them as a person and their whole career. Where are they going? They may not be with your organization forever. And I get worried when people try to hang on to people, because if you hang on to people, they're going to get bored. They're going to get stuck in a position that they've outgrown, and you're going to have disgruntled employees. So you need to do the work to help them see where they're going, have that conversation. They don't need to tell you everything, but you need to see them as an individual and help grow them and develop them on the career path, not just in this position. That's really how they're going to feel that sense of investment. They're going to say, hey, this leader cares about me. They care about my development. They care about my life. They care about my career journey. I feel like I matter. And when that happens, that develops that sense of trust, that creates that engagement that I've been talking about. And you have an employee who's more loyal, who's more committed, and more effective. So this pillar of investment for you is really about investing your time, your energy, your money, and your focus into developing your people. How are you learning to be a better leader with these people? How are you learning to have those tough conversations? Again, back to the other episode, to managing your emotions when you're in those tough meetings. How are you learning to show up more effectively so that you can bring some of those warmer emotions in and not try and shut all that off at the door? It's okay to be friendly and kind and compassionate. We can bring that emotion in and we can learn to manage it and balance it with the expectations and the job that they have to do. So are you learning to be a better leader with your people? Are you investing your time, your energy, your focus so that you can lead with excellence? Let me tell you a little bit about the training library. Many women leaders in nonprofits wish that they had a coach or a mentor to help them, but they don't believe that they or their organization can afford it. Oh, but you can. Inside of the Training Library membership site, you will not only get access to affordable and easily accessible ongoing personal and professional development training, you will also have access to a leadership coach at your fingertips. That way, when you hit those inevitable challenges that leadership will bring your way, you'll have both the resources and the support to navigate your way through them with confidence, composure, and while keeping your integrity intact. You get the training when you need it. In the training library, the library of courses are available to you when you need them. That's going to give you that level of confidence to have these conversations with your team, to lead in that way that feels more authentically, and to bring out the best in them. You're going to build your confidence. You're going to learn to maintain your composure, and you're going to lead with your strength of character when you invest your time, your energy, your money, your focus into being a better leader of your people. So how are you doing that? I want you to think about, take your calendar out and look at your calendar and go, where did I put time this week, this month, into learning to be a better leader, into developing myself to have better relationships with my people, to be better at coaching them, to be better at managing them, to be better at growing them, to be better at inspiring them. Where in your calendar did you invest time in the last week to do that? If you look at your calendar and there's nothing in there, maybe it's time to think about, where am I investing my focus, my energy, my time, and perhaps my money into learning to be a better leader? Where am I learning to develop myself so I can have those tough conversations? Where am I learning to manage my emotions so that I can bring some positivity, some enthusiasm and energy in? Where am I learning to be a better motivator of my people? Where in my calendar does it show that I put some energy, focus, and time into that? That's what I want you to think about. The mindset shift that I really want you to make here is not that I'm here to tell my team members what to do or to fix them, but I'm here to grow my people. I'm here to see them be their best selves too. Remember, the fundamentals of leadership: be yourself, develop yourself, take care of yourself, and teach others to do the same. That's what the shift is here for you. Rather than, I just need to get them into the schedule, I need to make sure they're filling out the right forms, I need them to do the job. I want you to shift that to, here's a person and my job is to grow them and develop them, coach them to be their best selves. That's the mindset shift I want you to make. The freebie that you're going to get for this episode is a list of my favorite leadership books. So you get to go through and maybe you'll borrow some from the library, or maybe you'll invest a little bit of money into buying one, but you'll start to look at how can I develop myself as a leader. And then for those of you in the training library who are interested in joining the training library, the course that I'm going to link you to is Staff Supervision That Transforms. Oh, staff supervision. We could have a whole conversation about this, but it doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel like it's effective, or you put it off because something's off with it, or people don't get the value out of it that we would like. So in the course, Staff Supervision That Transforms, I give you a framework, I give you a template, I give you some ideas of how to structure those one-to-one sessions so they're more effective for the employee and you're both getting something out of them. Remember, the training library is there for you to get the training when you need it. It is an investment of less than $20 a month. It's a small investment for you to put into so that you get the courses, the worksheets, the webinars to actually do this work so that you can invest some time, some energy, some focus into developing yourself to being that better leader. Because when you do, you're going to build your confidence, you're going to learn to maintain your composure, and you're going to lead with your strength of character. When you join the training library, you're going to become more confident in your abilities. You're going to bounce back from those adversities, which we know often hit. You're going to learn to be your best self, and you're going to find that place to belong. Inside the membership, there's other women in here commenting on lessons. You get to touch base with everybody once a month if you want on the monthly Zoom call. It's the ability to not feel so alone, because you should not have to do leadership by yourself. It's tough. I know, I've been there, and I'm here to support you, and there are other women here to support you as well. Personal and professional development is your path to success in leadership and life. You need to invest in the growth and development of your people. That's your time, your energy, your focus, your money. When you do, you're going to find yourself standing up taller, feeling more comfortable going into those conversations, getting up and, dusting off whatever hurt and getting back into the conversation when things go wrong. Leadership is not for the faint of heart, but I know that you're tired of survival mode. So that focusing on yourself, investing in your personal and professional development is your path to success, both in leadership and life, will help you ditch survival mode. If this has been helpful, please share so that somebody else can get out of survival mode as well and start to feel more confident in their leadership. Go make the rest of your day awesome, my dear. Watch this video next to learn the so very importance of inner work in leadership.